Hey family, welcome back. We are officially 4 weeks into our Ready to Dance Again series, and I just want to say thank you for joining me this Sunday and every Sunday so far. I am LadyBlack, the LightWorker, and I pray that the messages and this time that we spend today together will benefit us all, will walk us towards healing, will bring us to a new understanding, and encourage us to be our most best and greatest self. And that's the purpose of these Sunday sessions. Thank you so much for joining me, and without further ado, let's get started. So how are you feeling today? Have you checked in with yourself? Have you examined yourself, your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit? Have you asked yourself what you want from your day? Have you asked yourself what you need today? Have you asked yourself, what are you willing to give today? Have you asked yourself if you need support for your day? Have you taken some time in this day to sit and be with spirit? Last week, we mentioned a phrase that I use often, spirit before flesh. And the reason why we mentioned it then and the reason why I'm bringing it back up now is because that is your internal guide toward being your best self, towards being the best version of you that you can ever be in any moment. When we take a moment to sit with spirit in everything we do, we find our guiding light and it moves us in the right direction. Now, we all have an inner voice that also speaks to us, that is the detractor. Now, that voice is our ego. And it's important for us to sit with ourselves and to sit with spirit and to become familiar with spirit so that we can distinguish between the two. Last week, we spoke about running a rat race, being on a hamster wheel. And the only way we get off of the hamster wheel is to stop running. So for you to take the time to sit still and be with spirit is when you stop running and you just ground yourself into yourself and be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's happening around you. Be aware of what's happening to you and be aware of what's happening for you. When you sit with spirit and you develop a stronger relationship with spirit, with God, with the force that drives you, with the force that gives you breath, when you sit with that, then your internal compass starts to become clearer. I asked, how do we start on this healing journey? And we talked about how the first thing to do is that you have to recognize that there's a problem. But in order to even recognize there is a problem, you have to stop running. Because when we run on that hamster wheel, when we run through life, when we just keep going without taking a moment to stop, to breathe, to ask ourselves how we're doing, we're also running away from our best version of us, from our greatest version of ourselves. When we keep going and we don't ask the questions, we don't ask why, we don't stop to just breathe, when we accept everything as it is, as it comes to us, then we're saying to ourselves that what I feel inside, or what I have inside of me, or what God has given me isn't worth even taking the time to examine. We all have spirit, and spirit often speaks to us, and most of the time we ignore it. We ignore it because it's inconvenient. It's calling you in a different direction. We ignore it because we're afraid of it. We're afraid to walk into this new aspect of ourselves that we don't know. We're afraid of the unknown. We ignore it because we often feel like we've been working so hard to get to a certain place. Just let me get there, then I'll take a look at this. Just let me get there, and then I'll take the time for that. But in all reality, spirit is the goal. The journey is the goal, and the journey towards your greatest self is the goal. And the only way to get there is to use the compass of your spirit. And the only way to see that compass and to react to that compass and to get on the path is to stop, breathe, and be with spirit. It's confusing sometimes to feel like we've chosen a journey, to feel like we knew that that's where we wanted to be, or that's where we wanted to go, and to all of a sudden be disrupted by this new feeling, or this feeling that you thought you had put away, that you thought you had pushed so far down in yourself that you wouldn't feel it anymore, that you wouldn't have to address it. We've all gone in one direction only to be pulled back in another. We've all gone down a path confidently only to realize that that wasn't the path. That wasn't actually the path I was supposed to be on. How many of us know someone who has a degree in a subject or a major, but are doing something completely different from what that major was? They took the leap of faith to do something different. And what I'm saying to you today is, take the leap of faith. It's gonna be scary. It's going to be disruptive. It's going to be a place of the unknown, but it will be fulfilling. It will be your truest and most authentic place to be, and it will be joyous, and you will find yourself there. So we ask the question, how do we start the journey towards being our best and greatest self? And what I'm saying to you today is, the first step you have to do is recognize that you're not on the journey. You're not on the journey yet. You're not taking the steps. Maybe you've taken some steps in the past and you stopped and went in another direction. Maybe you ignored every sign that told you to go down this road and you just kept going on the road you were on. Maybe you've always known that you were on the wrong road, but because something in your mind told you that you're not going to be successful going another way, you just kept going down the road. Maybe you didn't even know that you were on the wrong road. Maybe you didn't even know that there was a better road to take. Maybe this is all new to you, or maybe this is a reminder. Either way, we're here to support you. We're here to work with you to help you get back to you. So take a moment today and sit with spirit. And from this moment on, how I do it could be how you do it, but you'll figure out how to use your spirit as your compass to make the decisions in your life that need to be made to help you to get to where you want to be. And where we all want to be is on the path to our greatest self, because the path, the journey is the purpose. As we referred to it before last week, we referred to it as ourselves as spiritual beings having a human experience. Spiritual beings having a human experience. That means that we can easily fall deep into the human side of ourselves. We can easily fall deep into the flesh. We can easily ignore our spirit because we are a duality, and the flesh is comfortable. Living in the world can be comfortable because we pack our lives so full that the yearning to be in the space of spirit starts to diminish. But there's always the yearning, whether we ignore it or whether we're unaware of it in our conscious self, there's always the yearning. We were made with spirit, and we are to return to spirit and to live our lives walking in a path that is made just for us, is to be with spirit, the spirit that surrounds us and the spirit that's within us. My cousin Nikki has had a phrase recently. I saw her on IG, and she said, I think it was constant praise. The hashtag constant praise was in her on her post, and I said to myself, that reminded me of how I am always looking for signs for signs from spirit to connect to spirit. So when I see master numbers like 1111 or 222 or 55, 54, or just 55 or just 33, any type of master number or any type of sequential numbers, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Whenever I see these numbers, I use them as prompts to pray or to meditate or to breathe deeply in spirit. So throughout the day, whenever I see that, I connect. I go within, I sit with spirit in the moment. And when you are aware of spirit's existence around you at all times, and you are constantly seeing those signs. I used to do it whenever I felt a really nice breeze, or whenever I saw something in nature that was super beautiful. I would just sit and pray, but I don't always see that. I don't always get a chance to interact with nature. So I found a new way to always connect. So my cousin said constant praise. I'm saying constant connection. I'm connecting with what she said and connecting it into my life and seeing that constant connection to spirit. So 1, you have to recognize that you have a problem. 2, you have to stop. And 3, you have to connect to spirit. You have to take the time to go within. And then from that space, you have to start self-evaluating. And that's where we're going to go. We're going to go into some self-evaluation. And this is the part that gets a little tough. Have you taken some time to sit with spirit today? I want to leave you with a question. How can your life be more fulfilling? Some of us have amazing lives. Some of us are struggling. Some of us see the challenges in life as defeats, while someone else can see the challenges in life as their victory, because they know that by being challenged, they're being tested. Steel is sharpening steel, and the Creator is putting you through something to make you better, to make you more connected, to make you more connected to the Most High, and to make you more connected to yourself. So whether you see your life as being fulfilled or unfulfilled, there may be something more that you want out of life, some deeper connection to yourself and to your family and to spirit. So when I say the word fulfilling, it doesn't mean that you have if you're not fulfilled. To be fulfilled doesn't look like a bad life or a struggling life or being in a struggle mode. To be fulfilled is more than just having a quote unquote good life. To be fulfilled is to know that you're on your path towards your most divine self, which is the goal that we started this whole conversation with in the beginning. So I hope you're ready to start some self-discovery. I hope you're ready to do some self-evaluation, and your food for thought for the week and what I want you to chew on this week is, how can your life be more fulfilled? I'm gonna leave it there this week. I thank you for joining me. I feel so blessed and so humbled and so encouraged by your attention. The gift of your time means so much to me, and I thank you. And I look forward to next week. We made a month. This is a month. 4 weeks. This is number 4. So we're going to celebrate this week. If you would like to celebrate with me, put celebrate in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know that all helps with the algorithm. The goal is to get 1,000 subscribers, so please share with your friends and encourage them to subscribe as well. I love you. Peace.